There's one thing I've learned in nearly 40 years of building organizations of different sorts. It is rarely are we constrained by opportunity or even resources. Mostly we're constrained by the team we build around ourselves and the cultural context in which that team is working. That is going to determine how far you go with your enterprise. Most entrepreneurs I know, CEOs as well, are very intentional about this team building because you're really busy already. Right? You have to raise money, you have to build and ship product or service or whatever, acquire customers, deal with crises, then there'll be some tax demand, constantly juggling balls, solving problems. In between all this, you have to somehow build a team. So team building becomes just one more activity in a long list of activities. However, the most successful leaders I've seen are incredibly intentional about how they build teams and how they shape culture. And towards the latter part of my career, I began to become more intentional about this, although I've made my fair share of mistakes. So what are 2-3 important ideas when it comes to building teams? The first one is you build a team around you. You are the center or the anchor of that team. And so, Narayan Murthy used to have a phrase. He used to say, the team needs to be mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. Each person on the team needs to bring some unique capabilities and together you are whole. So team building starts with yourself, self-awareness. So I know, for instance, I'm quite good at creative things. I'm good at conceptual things, strategy, thinking deeply about problems. I'm not very good at operations and execution. I'm not very good at sales. So what? But these are enormously important, as you know. So always I start with hiring somebody who's excellent at that. And it's not just about capabilities, it's also about personality. I'm actually an introvert. I do my best work one-on-one or brainstorming, problem solving in small teams. But if you're running an organization, you have to go out there, you have to engage the people on the front line, you have to celebrate successes, cheerlead, light the Diwali lamp, go out there all across the country, meeting customers, partners. So you always hire on the team somebody who's not one, multiple people whose personalities are very outgoing and celebratory. So in this way, you assemble intentionally a team. And if you do this well, you're hiring people not smaller than shorter than you, but people who are every bit as good as you and better at some things than you are. The second important idea is you don't want a team of stars, but you want a star team. There's a huge difference. And the difference between a team of stars and a star team is culture. What is the culture in the organization, particularly culture at the top team? Culture is nothing but the implicit rules, not what's written on the wall on the poster, but the implicit rules of what behaviors are acceptable, what behaviors are not acceptable, what gets rewarded around here, and what gets punished around here. And so you want to be as explicit about these rules as possible and make sure that you're living those rules.